these two young men, you will probably talk to them a whole lot more than you'll talk to me. It's not that I'm not available to talk to you. It's just that they take most of the action on a constituent level. They handle that while I'm trying to deal policy level and trying to get things done from a policy standpoint. So they're on the ground, and they've been with me. Dennis has been with me since I started in 2014, and Henry came with me in 2019. So this is Dennis Rogers and Henry Atkinson. I'd love it if you give them a round of applause, if you will.
They are great to work with.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And that theme, I want you to hold on to that theme, because if we're not great to work with as a office, if I'm not great to work with as your city council member, if we can't help satisfy the issues that you bring to us, then we haven't done our job. It doesn't mean that we don't want to do it. It just means we haven't gotten it done. But we work hard to satisfy the constituent. Our office is all about customer service. We don't play a lot of political games. That's not what we're in this game for. Since I've been elected as a elected official, to me it's all about customer service and what can we do to make the customer happy. And so I just want to let you know who we are and what we stand for, and you'll hear that in everything that we talk about today. Today, I'm supposed to talk to you about what I'm going to do for this community. Today, my job, if I really do my job and do it well, my job is to listen to what you want me to do for this community. Because if I listen to what you want me to do, then I'll have a game plan as to what I want to do, what I need to get done, and get my colleagues to help me to get done. So I'm going to listen as much as I talk, but I want to make sure that I hear from you, and I don't want you to be bashful when talking to me. You know, whether it's good or bad, if you got something good to say about me, great. If you got something bad to say about me, I'm okay with that. It means I haven't done my job to your satisfaction, and I'm okay with that because I'm a very competitive person. If you know my background, I grew up on the East Coast. I went to Calvin Coolidge High School. I played baseball, I played football, I ran track, and I played tennis, and one more sport that's missing, basketball. So 5 sports in high school as a kid. I went to college at the University of Maryland on a football and track scholarship. I ran track and football for all 4 years at the University of Maryland. I got drafted in the 11th round in 1976 by the Oakland Raiders, and I like to think that I did my part to help them win the Super Bowl my first year in the NFL. And so I'm a very competitive person. So when you tell me that I haven't satisfied you, I haven't done what you need done, it makes me work harder. And so I'm always work hard for you, but I'm going to work harder, especially if we haven't met our goals in working together. And so I just want you to understand that, right? So if I give you a test, I'm going to ask you the question. What does RIC stand for? RIC stands for customer service. RIC stands for serving the community. RIC stands for making sure that he is a good partner in this whole relationship. And so I do want to hear what are your concerns about the area. I do want to put a game plan in place with you. I do want to meet with you as often as possible to see what can be done that we're not doing. And so I'm real big on public safety. Like, public safety is very important. It's one of the things that I think, you know, as a criminology major in college, I studied crime. I understand I understand crime a little bit better than most. I've worked on the city council on the gang task force, dealing with gangs in Sacramento, because, you know, gangs should not be trying to rule in this city. They should not. They shouldn't have that kind of authority over us. And so I've really worked to put some things in place to deal with gangs. I've been very supportive of our police department and trying to get them more resources, and also with the Office of Community Response. The Office of Community Response is a new office that we now have to work hand in hand with our police department, so our police are not doing things that we don't want them to do that are non-law enforcement related. We want to make sure that our police are doing the things to keep us safe, and the Office of Community Response is dealing with things like homelessness and people on the street that can't help themselves and need more help. So I've been real instrumental in making sure they get the resources. That Office of Community Response is growing every single day. We just allocated an additional 19 employees to that office because homelessness is higher than we've ever seen it in the city of Sacramento. If you're looking around in Sacramento and you're seeing what I'm seeing, I've never seen the level of homelessness that I'm seeing right now. So Dennis Rogers, my chief of staff, Henry Atkinson, my director of constituent affairs, he handles all the stuff on the ground. And I'm gonna end up hiring one more person because I believe with the new district that I have, I think we're gonna need one more person in order to deal with all the customer issues that we have. And so we are gonna be a team of 4 on the street. And then when you call my office to set up an appointment, somebody asked me about the hat judging contest today. And I immediately went to my calendar to see if it's, because they don't let me calendar anything. So don't ask me about a date, right? But Diane in our office is our administrative assistant, and she's the one that does all the scheduling on my calendar. If she puts it on my calendar, I'm gonna be there, right? So Dennis generally follows up with Diane to make sure that, you know, everything gets done, and Henry sometimes backs up Dennis. But this is your staff that's working with you, and we're getting to know this new district, right? We're getting to know this new district. And so the Broadway street plan, you guys probably know more about that than I do. The bridge that goes from West Sac to, or from Sacramento to West Sac, however you want to look at it. You probably know more about that than I do, because you've lived it and you've had that history. Since I wasn't a part, this wasn't a part of my district, I'm catching up. I've been getting staff reports to learn more about that, and also learn what that street plan is going to do on there. And I want to hear whether or not you agree with it or disagree. I just want to hear, right? It looks like it's in the plans for it to go forward, and just on paper, it looks like a very good thing to me. But at the same time, I want to hear from you and what you think about it. So I'm going to shut up for a second. I'm going to let this young man who's raised his hand